I think one of the most painful things in life is when you've known someone for a very long while, right? This could be a friend that you've known since you were a child or you've known for years. This could be a romantic partner that you've been with for a while, right? Or it could even be a family member. And once upon a time, you felt as if you had, a very deep connection with this person. In a sense, you felt as if you connected with them on a telepathic level. And it gets to a point in which the connection no longer feels the same. In a sense, you no longer feel as if you connect with this person, right? And so what we typically try to do is we typically try to force the connection to be what it once was, right? We force things to be what they were at first. And so the more we force things to be what it once was, the more things stay the same. And you feel frustrated because you no longer feel as if you connect with this person despite you trying to rekindle things, like they were before. And what I'm realizing is that there's no point in forcing the connection. Because anything forced or anything that is forced isn't really authentic. And anything that isn't authentic isn't real at all. What I'm also realizing is that just because the connection changed doesn't mean that the love has to change as well. And what I mean by that is it's possible to deal with people and to love people despite the change. It's possible to love people right where they are at. See, here's the thing. Love is sort of like life. And if you want to go deep, love is life. And just like life, love is always in motion. Love is always flowing. Love goes with the flow of life, right? Never stays the same. Attachment is a thing that stays the same or tries to stay the same, right? And I think a lot of times we get so attached to the idea of the relationship that once was, or the relationship that we had previously with this person, that we sort of find it hard to go with the flow or to sort of deal with this person despite this change. And so we try to hold on to something that has changed because we have not yet accepted that the connection has changed. And the more we do that, the more we suffer internally, the more we suffer in our minds because we're trying to make a stationary bed in an ever-flowing river. The truth is that life is always moving. You are always growing. You are always changing. And if you're always changing, right, which means that you're changing frequency and your vibration, there are going to be people who you completely outgrow. There are going to be people who you no longer connect with on that same level. And that's okay. See, they've completely lied to us, right? They have told us that, they've told us that if you love someone, you're supposed to hold on to that connection that you once had. They told us that if we love someone, then we would never leave this person, or we would stay with this person forever, or we find a way to work things out to, make things or revert things to what it once was, right? And that is simply a lie. See, love is sensitivity to what is in front of you. And sometimes love requires you to change connections or to go with that flow of that change. Or sometimes love requires you to leave people behind. Right? Love is freedom. Love gives you that freedom because love, like I said, is like life. It's always in motion. See, I remember making a video, titled, don't go back or whatever, of some sort, something like that. I can't remember clearly. And I said that it's possible to let someone go with love. Right? Love gives us that freedom to let someone go. Love also gives us the freedom to deal with the person despite that change. And what I mean by that is, just because you don't connect with this person on that same level doesn't mean you have to completely cut the person out of your life, right? There are people from my past who I no longer connect with, who, I don't completely cut them from my life. I just deal with them on a different level. So we might talk twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 times a year. We check in with each other. We say, hey, what's up? How's life going, etc., etc. And that's okay as well, right? That's loving them in a different way. And so that's what I mean when I say deal with them at the level that they are at. Deal with them for who they are in this present moment, right? There are also going to be people who become a hindrance to your life and to your growth. And love gives you the freedom to let those people go as well. You don't always have to let someone go with anger, resentment, or hatred. You can let someone go with love. And if you're growing, if you're always moving forward, you can't expect to always connect with the same people. You're going to leave people behind. I talk about this so many times when I say that when you're growing, sometimes you have to, or not even sometimes, you're going to have to leave your old world behind and step into a new one, right? Some people are going to come with you, and some people are not going to come with you, and that's okay as well, right? You have to understand that you are really the only constant thing in your life. In every single moment, you are going to be the person that sort of, I don't want to say it stays the same, because you're always changing as well, but you will always have yourself. That's what I mean. People are going to come into your life. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose lovers. You're going to lose family. Relationships with them are going to change, etc., etc. That's okay, right? Go with the flow of that, right? You are growing. You are moving forward, right? So things are going to change. People are going to change. Relationships that you once had are going to change. You have to be able to go with that flow. Accept things as they are. But there's no point in forcing something to be what it once was. Oftentimes I think we sort of, in a sense, we sort of give up our authenticity and our realness because we're trying to keep hold of something because of our attachment to that thing, right? And I've done that in the past, in which I had people who I knew that I outgrew. I knew that I no longer connected with them, right? And because I want to force that connection, I sort of sacrifice a part of my authenticity to force that connection. And the more I did that, the more I felt as if I was dying internally, right? I felt as if I was losing my freedom. But once I sort of gained some wisdom and understanding, and I completely ditched the programming that told me that love requires you to hold on to a person, etc., etc., I realized that letting them go was also loving them as well. Or dealing with them on a different level is also loving them as well. And that, that gives me sort of the choice or the chance to hold on to my authenticity as well, to hold on to me. As long as I don't lose myself trying to maintain something that isn't real, then that's peace, and that's what life is about. Don't try to hold on to anything that causes you to lose yourself. Don't try to hold on to anything that causes you to lose your authenticity, right? I don't know why my eye is twitching. Some connections are not going to be the same. Some people you're not going to connect with. That's okay, right? For every step of your life and for every moment of your life, you're going to encounter new things because you're changing frequency, because you're growing. And if you're a person who is watching self-improvement, videos, and you're working on yourself, you're reading, you're going to the gym, you're working on yourself, you're going to grow. And that growth comes with a trade-off. That growth comes with sort of, I don't want to say consequences, but it comes with you losing things as well. And you have to be comfortable with losing things. You have to understand that that is a part of life. That is a part of this thing that we call life, because life is always in motion. Life is always changing. But never sacrifice your authenticity to try to keep hold onto something that is no longer the same. You have to move forward. You have to give yourself the grace, right, and the freedom to keep moving forward. Recreate new bonds. If this person is a person that you love and they're not a hindrance to your life, deal with them at the level they are at. But if this person is someone that is causing you, or sort of is becoming a hindrance to your growth, then let them go with love as well. Don't force things to be what it once was, right? Move forward. And so I see all this to say, you are growing. You are elevating. You are becoming someone new, right? You can't expect to connect with every person from your past. It's not possible. And if you want to be a person that is growing, you have to be able to accept that fact, right? You have to be able to face it. You're going to outgrow people, and that's okay. But once you never lose sight of yourself, that is the most important thing. And like I said before, if this is someone that you want to hold on to because you see value with having them in your life and they're not a hindrance, hold on to them, but deal with them in a different way. And if this is someone that is sort of pulling you back into your old world and into your old self, then let them go. And do so with love. Love gives you that freedom to let people go. Right? Because love understands that life is always in motion. And just as how life is changing, you are changing as well. Alright? So, thank you guys for watching. Once again, thank you for being here with me. And just remember, you are growing. You are becoming someone new. You're evolving. And you're going to outgrow people. And that's okay. You have the freedom to either keep them in your life and deal with them at a different level, or to let them go. But ultimately, you have to be the one to evaluate those people in your life and make that choice. But don't feel as if you have to stay stuck with old connections and lose a part of your authenticity. Alright? Peace and blessings.